Hello everyone, you're watching your favorite series, Crypto Masters, where masters of the game are giving us a guided tour of the entire crypto ecosystem. And today we're extremely happy to have with us Mr. Ajay Pathak, who is a blockchain enthusiast, a blockchain expert, and a certified international blockchain advisor. Welcome Ajay, welcome to Crypto Masters.
Thank you, Vinita. Thanks a lot. I'm so happy to be here. But I must also admit that I cannot certify myself or I cannot claim the title of being a master. I am a very humble student of this technology. This technology is evolving so much. It is implicating itself in so much various use cases and other things that every day that I learn about it, I am really, it's an awesome industry and it really inspires so much of an awe inside me. So I'm still learning. And I'm happy to help others who want to learning, and that's what I currently do a little bit.
We are very, very happy to share with our viewers that you are really an expert in your domain of knowledge, which is none other than blockchain. Well, tell me something. There's so much buzz in the air about this blockchain technology. What is this technology all about?
Right. So whenever there is a path-breaking technology which comes into the foray, like we can compare this with the first time internet came into the foray. It takes people to, get adjusted to it, to understand it and see how it can be, applied to different processes that we are entailing into. If you have a bird's eye view of what blockchain is, it looks very technical. But then you take a deeper dive into it and you will see that what it is actually trying to do is it is trying to rewrite the history by the way we are writing our ledgers. Nothing else.
Okay.
So it's a fundamental shift from having a trusted centralized third party who used to keep our ledgers, and we are replacing the trust factor into the ledger keeping from a trusted central third party to cryptographic proof of transactions. And that is what blockchain is actually doing at this point of time. So it is kind of enabling people like you and me saying that, well, we can do our things ourselves. And it's a very honest, trusted system. And mathematics is governing us.
Yes.
So that's basically at the fundamental level what it is trying to do.
Well, you certainly mentioned about cryptographic proof of transaction. Would you like to elaborate on this?
Okay, so what is happening basically, we human beings are transacting in nature.
Yes.
Our society is transactional in nature, right?
Yes.
So there's a lot of transactions which happens. Now, all these transactions which happen between people needs to be recorded somewhere.
True.
And that's where the ledgers are for.
Yes.
Now, if I keep my ledger and you keep your ledger about some transaction that we may have entered, let's say 20 years back.
Right.
And I have my version of it and you have your version of it.
Yes.
And today, if we are trying to match our versions, nobody knows which one is true, correct?
Exactly.
So that's a problem. So to eradicate that problem, what we did is that we said that, okay, there is a third party between us. Now, we are first and second party to the transaction. Now, there's a third party to us. Whenever we are transacting the first time, let's say that 20 years back, we both will approach the third party and say that, please record my transaction. You will say, please record my transactions. We both will get.
Indeed.
Now, 20 years later, if we are having that dispute, we both will again approach that guy saying that, okay, which one is correct? Then he will say, okay, Vinita, you are correct, Ajay is wrong. And his, word becomes final because he is the person who is deemed to be the single source of truth.
Basically, he's sort of a trusted third party.
Trusted third party. That's the concept. Now, what is happening with blockchain is whenever we are transacting, we are basically generating an immutable proof of the transaction, which can never be hacked, which can never be changed.
Okay.
And that is what is cryptography enabling us to do.
All right.
Right? Now, suddenly, we don't need that third guy. So, when we are transacting, we are generating a cryptographic proof of that and we are putting it into a digital ledger.
Okay.
We are storing it. And that is being shared with everyone. So, everyone knows about that transaction.
Okay.
So, if 20 years later, we visit that transaction saying which one is correct or which one is wrong, they will pull up, my claim of my ledger will be hashed again and matched with that record which is 20 years back.
Right.
And your claim will also be hashed and matched with that record.
So there seems to be a
Yes.
sort of a time stamping to the records that
Yes, there's a time stamping, there is an cryptographic hash algorithm creation, transaction hashing, and all these things. The basic idea is that if all transactions are known within the society,
Right.
then and everybody agrees that this is the sequence of the transactions which has happened, then basically trying to change it or trying to rephrase it or trying to represent it in an willful manner is just not possible.
So basically, there won't be any corruption in the system.
There won't be any corruption in the system. There won't be somebody, the central trusted third party, he can change those records as per his wills.
Exactly.
He is a human.
Yes.
Or he could also, erringly introduce some human errors into the system.
Right, right.
In a digital system, that's not going to happen.
Absolutely.
Right? So these are some of the advantages of blockchain technology. And this is creating a shared trusted ledger, which is hack proof,
Okay.
immutable in nature, and it's digital. Everybody can go and see it at any point of time. It is up to dated all the point of time,
Okay.
because that is, and it acts as a single source of history for all the transactions that we are
Yeah,
keeping.
because it's an automatic process.
That's
It's an
right.
automation, right?
That's correct. That's absolutely correct.
Great, great.
So that is what is happening with blockchain, and we believe that it is such an powerful concept that it is going to be adopted by each and everyone eventually. I mean, the adoption
feel
rate
so.
is growing. You are hearing all this buzz,
Exactly.
and it's going to fundamentally change the way we do things.
So what makes blockchain technology suddenly so popular?
Okay, uh, quite an interesting question to ask. I think the entire story of blockchain and its social placement into our lives got painted a bit. It got painted in a way. We can't change history really, and if
Right.
you look at like how blockchain came into existence and the most popular use cases or applications of blockchain, the only thing which comes to mind is Bitcoin. So blockchain got introduced into the system with Bitcoin, and cryptocurrency is something which stole the show, because it was the first application of blockchain, and it kind of held the hand of blockchain and brought it into the fore, and it introduced it to the world, and the world was like, wow, this is something which is
Right.
great.
Right.
But
The mysterious Satoshi Nakamoto.
the mysterious Satoshi Nakamoto and the mysterious Bitcoin.
Yes.
But I must add to this that cryptocurrency is just an application of blockchain.
Yes.
Blockchain has got many advantages worldwide, but it still gets referred to as cryptocurrencies and things like that. So cryptocurrencies currently is stealing the show. You know what I mean? They're the limelight kind of a thing.
Right.
And the popularity what blockchain enjoys is a little bit about the kind of the kind of price movements that we have seen recently in the cryptocurrency markets and other things. Okay, I'm not taking anything away from cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies are in themselves quite a wonderful thing. But I think blockchain is a wider concept. Distributed ledger technology is a much wider concept. It is a much more applicable concept. And blockchains can function without cryptocurrencies also. And we have seen
Okay.
that. And there could be enterprise blockchains, permission networks, which give you similar kind of an efficiency into the system without using cryptocurrencies.
Wow. So can you give us some real life use cases of blockchain which is apart from cryptocurrencies?
Oh, wonderful. Yes, I mean, there are a lot of use cases, and even the moment that we talk about, people are picking up cases from the business world and trying and researching and seeing that how could it be, changed, how benefits
Right.
could be brought into anything. So, Vinita, let me touch upon a point which is very much closer to your profession, and you're an expert, so that you'd be understanding the context of it. So we know, the media and entertainment industry.
Yes.
So Vinita, let me just ask you, you're from the media industry,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So it's, it and throughout. Tell me, do you understand IP infringement problems with the media industry?
Very much. In fact, the media industry today has been rigged with intellectual property infringements, and we are looking for a savior. Do you think blockchain technology can actually create a very, very conducive ecosystem
Absolutely.
for everyone to thrive?
Absolutely correct. The immutable ledger which is getting created, that environment could really drastically decrease the IP infringement thing. I'll
Okay.
try and explain you how it happens.
Yeah.
So in the media industry, if you ask me, I could perhaps foresee three distinct advantages.
Okay.
First is decreasing IP infringements.
Okay.
Second thing which I see is disintermediation.
Okay.
I mean, by disintermediation, I mean that we users pay a huge amount of money,
Yes.
whereas you content creators, you get so little amount of money.
So true.
Correct?
So true.
So, as per some of the industry reports, I think only about 12% of what the industry spend, I mean, the consumer spend gets to the content creators.
Okay.
About 88% is lost in the intermediation part of it.
You mean to say the middleman takes the entire chunk away?
Yes, I mean that's a huge distribution
Yes.
system, content creation, processing, distribution, and other things.
Yes.
So the actual content creator gets only about 12% of it.
Okay.
Now, I am not against intermediation, because intermediation does add a lot of value. Okay, but then how much of an value is added?
Exactly.
So once an original content is prepared,
Okay.
by distribution and other things, maybe 5%, 10%, 12%, 15%,
Yes.
at the best 20%.
Right.
So the content creator, whatever he or she is receiving, should be 80% of the value.
The person who's originating some idea or a thought or a creator,
He should be properly rewarded.
yes, he or she hardly gets the due revenue or even, let's say, the remuneration that they deserve. I mean, it's so
See,
sad.
I'm touching a nerve over there.
You actually, you triggered something, and I was very, very excited to ask you that how can blockchain simplify the entire media ecosystem?
So, blockchain, happens on a peer-to-peer network.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
It's a peer-to-peer network, means the creators can directly communicate with the users, actual
Right,
users.
right.
Correct? Now, you create some content. Let's say you create an NFT, a non-fungible token with your content. And you create a smart contract in between which says that anybody who is using my content has to pay me this much whenever he uses it. So whenever I go as an user and click that particular NFT so as to watch it.
Okay.
Okay, maybe you have put up some content over there and I want to watch it.
Okay.
Every time I watch it, there will be a smart contract which will be asking me, in case you want to watch it, you'll have to pay, let's say, 0.002 ethers.
Okay. So every time a viewer wants to watch the content of any creator,
Right.
so a smart contract becomes that bridge between the two, the artist and also
The user.
the user, the viewer.
Yes.
And that becomes sort of a building block, if I'm not wrong.
So that becomes the chain of the blocks.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Now, then I pay, it goes directly to your wallet. I get to watch and I pay very little, kind of a metered revenue. Now, let's say, for example, I have Netflix with me.
Right.
Last 1 month in my life had been very hectic. I have not been able to watch Netflix.
Okay.
And today's morning, I get a message that, 1 month's subscription fee has been deducted.
Yeah. True.
I haven't even watched it and I'm still having to pay for it.
That means this
But if the-
intermediaries, they're just
That's right. So
taking it all
if this is kind of on a P2P network and I need to watch your movies or any other thing, I make a direct payment and I watch it.
right.
Maybe you do not want, you do not have the skills of kind of post-production or distribution and any other thing.
Right.
So you can choose that which platform to go and subscribe to and things like that. It still
Right.
remains kind of an, it takes into the intermediation part of it, whichever is value adding. So
Okay.
you do not lose control over your content entirely.
Okay.
And the value adders, you can compensate them from whatever you are receiving as royalty payments from all these micro payments that you're getting from the users.
Okay.
So all this thing is happening in the digital kind of a thing. It's helping you with disintermediation.
Okay.
It is much more remunerative to you.
Absolutely.
It is much less costly to me as a user.
Yes, because it's direct.
Right. So
Yeah.
all these efficiencies could be built.
Okay.
And we could really have a much more vibrant media industry with content creators having full right of their intellectual property rights, IP rights, and control over their own content.
Wow, that is such an essential topic that you touched upon, and I'm sure many of our viewers and many of the artists who are out there and who are actually seeking out to create new ideas, new stories, new proposals or concepts, they would be actually seeking the blockchain technology,
Yes, I
in order
think
to improve their
I think your industry already has some of the
revenue.
pioneers in Amitabh Bachchan and Salman Khan.
Exactly,
They are
exactly.
doing
Those are the
something
news.
on they're doing something on NFT platforms. They're creating their own content. I think Amitabh Bachchan, he's put up his father's contents on an NFT
Yes, yes, yes.
platform and things like that. So all these things are happening as we are
So
talking.
how does this NFT platform help all these creators?
So NFT is non-fungible token.
Okay.
By fungibility, we mean basically, let's say for example, same thing which has got, which can be replicable.
Right.
That's fungibility. Okay.
Right.
I mean, we need our money to be fungible because, just one note cannot satisfy the needs of everyone.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
So we should be having multiple copies of that note. So multiple $10 bills, multiple $20 bills and
Right,
things
right,
like that, or
right.
multiple 10 rupee notes or 20 rupee notes. Whereas in non-fungibility comes in this particular space, which is like arts, media, music, and all these things. Okay. So you have got unique contents.
Okay, yes.
And it is not replicable. So you create an NFT out of it.
All right.
So you create a non-fungible token out of it. And tokenization, it gives you the benefit of basically putting your content onto the digital platform, addressing a wider audience, and you can break it down to such small portions that everybody could afford it. The affordability also goes up.
Would you like to explain this in details?
Correct. So let's say, for example, one Bitcoin.
Okay.
What is one Bitcoin's worth today? It's about 40 lakh rupees. Now, 40 lakh rupees could be a huge amount of money. Wherever, there are 100 million parts of an Bitcoin is possible.
Yes.
10 to the power 8.
Yes.
So that's called a Satoshi. So now let's say, for example, we create an NFT of 1 crore and we create 100 million tokens of it, NFTs, one single NFTs. So those subdivisions could be then distributed, and people could really invest into that with smaller sums of money, with a wider reach. It's kind of embracing the pyramiding structure of it, empowering the masses
Right.
to participate with smaller amounts of money and becoming owners of that particular NFT.
Okay,
That's
but
also
how
possible.
does NFT actually benefit a creator, if you'd like to
So
highlight?
let's say, for example, you have an NFT over there.
Yes.
Okay. It cannot be replicated and things like that.
True.
So, and you enable a royalty payment smart contract in between,
Okay.
enabling a micropayments.
All
Correct?
right.
So whenever, let's say today, tomorrow, 20 years later, if somebody wants to use your content, they will be actually, when they are downloading your content for a particular view or things like that, that smart contract, which is an automated contract in between, self-executing one, it will be triggering a payment into your wallet. So that thing will keep on happening. You don't need to monitor it. You don't have any counterparty risk associated with it. And once you have created a content and put it on an NFT platform, you keep on, using it.
So
Now,
basically,
one more thing you can do is basically you can create a content and you can auction it.
okay, okay.
So NFT platforms also give you the chance of auctioning your contents
All right.
on an e-auction platform kind of an thing.
Okay.
And then the new user will enjoy the same royalty benefits which a content creator was actually enjoying. So you can basically monetize upfront or keep on monetizing over a long period of time. Both the options are there for you. Do whatever you want to.
That's amazing. So an artist will not be deprived of his or her royalty, which is a huge, huge benefit.
Absolutely, and I think that's the things should be that way.
Exactly.
Original content and things should be appreciated and should be rewarded, so that
So
the
true.
creativity keeps on happening. It takes dimensions, and I think that's a better world for each one of us.
Well, that was an excellent thought. And with that thought, I would like to ask you, what do you think the future of blockchain technology in the media industry can be?
obviously, as I said, that we could see much more creator-controlled platforms coming up,
Okay.
wherein creators upload their own content, and users directly pay the creators to, watch the content
Right.
for, let's say, one time or two times if they like it much better. Uh, you get better traffic flow. You get actual use. You
So,
get to know much better data can be generated.
and even the quality of these content will improve, right? Because
Yeah,
now you
definitely.
know what the users actually like.
Right.
And now you'll be actually evaluated and not manipulated.
Kind of, yes. So basically, the feedback system becomes much more direct,
Absolutely.
right? So you create 10 contents of 10 different flavors, put it up, and then if you find that, okay, one of my content is gaining popularity, it is having, people visiting that over and over again,
Right.
then you know that, okay, this is something which, the mass is liking. So you can create more of that. So your effort will then become channelized, concentrated, and you'll take a deeper dive and explore more creative ideas with that kind of interaction and things like that. So it's going to improve everybody's life overall, I believe. And see, I mean, the larger concept today, we are talking of the fourth industrial revolution, whereas the cybernetic processes and the social processes are kind of merging together.
True.
Correct?
Yes.
So we are talking about Internet of Things, we are talking about artificial intelligence, machine learning, and all these things, robotics.
And even the metaverse.
Yes, uh, and all these things, all this cyber social ecosystem that we are talking about, or the
Correct.
metaverse that we are talking about,
Yes, yes.
is basically going to be very fast-paced transactions between, elements, not only human beings but also things,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And this needs to be digitally recorded somewhere, and in distributed consensus model within blockchain technology or any other distributed ledger technology could actually support this kind of an revolution coming forward. So we are in for exciting times.
Yes, yes,
I
yes.
do not know how this will unfold into the future, so I cannot tell it now. But like what Morpheus told to Neo in the Matrix, I can give you the red pill, I can give you the blue pill, and I can welcome you to the world of Matrix. You have to come through the door, see yourself, and enjoy it. So that's it.
Well, that was an excellent insight into the world of blockchain and how it's going to actually metamorphosize our lives. So we're extremely excited to have you, Ajay, with us. And thank you so much for your time and the quality of talks that you have given us. Well, we are really, really excited to have you more with us
Thank you.
very often.
Thank you, Vinita. The pleasure is all mine. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Ajay. And thank you, viewers, for joining us in this episode of Crypto Masters. As you just heard some amazing thoughts and amazing concepts, we are going to bring to you these kind of concepts. So keep watching your favorite channel, Crypto TV. I'm Vinita Chatterjee, signing off.